Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today, let us see router on a stick configuration. Here you can see I am going to take three VLANs with each in three different networks. Here I am going to take VLAN 10 in 1.0 network, VLAN 20 in 2.0 network, VLAN 30 in 3.0 network. So this is the topology I want to implement. So here I have taken three switches. In each switch I am going to create three VLANs and I am going to take three PCs connected to each VLAN. So you can see PC1 to VLAN 10, PC2 to VLAN 20, PC3 to VLAN 30. The same way in switch 2 and switch 3 also I am going to take 3 VLANs and 3 PCs. Here VLAN 10 can communicate with each other, VLAN 20 can communicate in PCs can communicate with each other, VLAN 30 PCs can communicate with each other using this switch. But if I want to communicate between VLAN 10 and VLAN 20 or VLAN 10 and VLAN 30, that is inter VLAN communication, then I have to use this router. So here this switch, I am going to use this switch to communicate between the PCs of the same VLAN, that is VLAN 10 PCs can communicate between with each other using this switch. VLAN 20 PCs can communicate with each other, VLAN 30 PCs will communicate with each other. So how the traffic flow? Let us take VLAN 10 PC1. So the traffic comes to from VLAN 10 PC1 to switch 1, then goes to switch, and via switch 2 it comes to PC4, which belongs to VLAN 10. If PC for PC7 same, going to take the same route of switch 1 switch and goes to switch 3, then comes to PC7. Okay, so this is VLAN 10 communication. In the same way, if PC4 want to communicate to PC7, it comes to PC4 it comes from PC4 to switch 2, then travels to switch, then comes to switch 3, then to PC7. Okay. In the same way, if PC2 has to communicate with PC5, which is in VLAN 20, this PC2 is also in VLAN 20. So what will happen? It comes to switch 1, comes to switch, goes to switch 2, and then reaches PC5. PC2 to PC8, from switch 1 to switch 3, reaches PC8. Okay. So if I want to communicate between inter VLAN, that is VLAN 10 and VLAN 20, how it can be done? You have to use router here. So it will be done via PC1. From PC1 it reaches to switch, then to switch 1 to switch, then using this router it will communicate to PC2. You can see here. So from PC1 traffic goes to switch 1, then to switch, then to router, then router helps in order to establish communication between VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. Then it again flows from router to switch to switch 1 to PC2. If you want to communicate PC3, same, switch 1 to PC3. Okay. In the same way, if PC1 want to communicate with PC5 or PC6, again same, it will come like this. If it wants to communicate between PC8 or PC9, it goes from switch 2 How it will flow? It flows from PC1 to switch 1 to switch router, router to switch 3, PC8, router to switch 3, PC9. So this is how the traffic flows. So here you can see I have these three ports. These three ports, it has to, the first port has to carry PC1 traffic only. That is VLAN 10 traffic only. Here PC2, it carries VLAN 20 traffic only. Here second port. Here third port, it carries only VLAN 30 traffic. So how can I configure these three ports? In which mode I can configure? I'm going to configure these three ports in access mode. Okay, these three ports I'm going to in access mode. In the same way, here you can see here in the same way here in switch 2 also 1, 2, 3 ports will be in access mode. In the same way in switch 3 also 1, 2, 3 will be in the access mode. Okay, these three and these three will also be in access mode. But if I come to this switch 1 fourth port and switch 2 fourth port, switch 3 fourth port, this port has to carry, these ports has to carry from VLAN 10 traffic, VLAN 20 traffic, VLAN 30 traffic. So I'm going to this in trunk mode. So got the point? Why these four are in trunk mode? Because this has to carry the traffic of multiple VLANs. So now traffic reaches to this switch. Again, this switch has four ports. Okay, switch has four ports. These four ports has to be carrying multiple VLAN traffic. That is, the switch one has to carry all three VLANs traffic. Switch this port two also. So all the four ports has to carry the all three VLANs traffic. So these will also be in trunk mode. So for this switch, all ports are in trunk mode. Okay. Then here is my router. Here I have three networks, but only one connection. You can see here, it is only one connection. Then I have to divide this into three sub interfaces. This one interface has to be configured as three sub interfaces. Sub interface 1, sub interface 2, sub interface 3 for three VLANs. Okay. So in this way, I am going to implement my topology. So let us go to our Cisco packet tracer to implement this topology. Here, this is my Cisco packet tracer. Here now I have to select my network devices. I'm going to take one router. I'm going to take four switches, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I have to take PCs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces. Then let me do my connections. So my connections has been done. Now I have to configure. First, let us take our PCs and give the networks. Okay, so first it has to be in VLAN. I'm going to take VLAN 10 in 1.0 network, VLAN 20 in 2.0 network, VLAN 30 in 3.0 network. So we can do one thing here. Let's take some colors. So this is just for a representation. There is no need to do all this. This is for our convenience. 1.0 network, VLAN 20, 2.0 network, VLAN 30, 3.0 network. So green color in VLAN 30. Blue color in VLAN 20. This is VLAN 10. Okay. Now let us select our PCs to configure. Okay. Desktop IP configurations 192.168.1.10. Let us take 10. 1.1 as my gateway. Okay. So this is my first PC configuration. In same VLAN 10, I'm going to take my second PC here from second switch. 192.168.1.20, 192.168.1.1 as gateway. 192.168.1.30, 192.168.1.1 as my gateway. Now let us go to VLAN 20 PCs. 192.168.2.10 and 192.168.2.1 as my gateway. Okay. Then another PC 192.168.2.20, 192.168.2.1 as gateway. 192.168.2.30, 192.168.2.30 2.1 as gateway. Now for VLAN 30 PC, 192.168.3.10, 192.168.3.1 as gateway. Okay, then another PC 92.168.3.20, 92.168.3.1 as gateway. 192.168.3.30, 92.168.3.1 as gateway. So this is 1.10, this is 1.20, this PC is IP is 1.30. Next 2.10, 2.20, 2.30, 3.10, 3.20, 3.30. Okay, now here you can see this is F0/1 port. This is 0/2 port, this is 0/3 port. Now I'm going to select my switch here. Let us go to CLI, zoom in. Okay, enable, go to configuration. Now create VLANs, VLAN 10, and name them. Name as sales, VLAN 20, name as marketing, VLAN 30, name it as finance. Now you can see show VLAN brief. Our 3 VLANs have been created. Now assign ports to them. So first, second, third ports in access mode. Fourth port has to be in trunk mode. So let us go to our first port. Configuration, interface FA 0/1, switch port, mode, access. So this port has to be given access to VLAN 10. Exit int FA 0/2 port. Switch port mode in access, give access to VLAN 20. Exit interface FA 0/3. Switch port mode in access, switch port access to VLAN 30. Then exit. The fourth port has to be in trunk mode. So switch port mode trunk. That's all. Exit, exit, show VLAN brief. Now you can see 3 ports has been assigned to 3 VLANs, and you can see show running. Each switch port mode is access. Access. Fourth port is in trunk. Okay. So save this configuration. Our first switch configuration has been done. Let's go to our second switch. Zoom in. Enable configuration. Same create VLANs. Name sales VLAN 20. name as marketing, VLAN 30, name as finance, exit, go to interfaces, 0/1, switch port, mode, access, switch port, access to VLAN 10, exit, interface FA 0/2, switch port, mode, access, switch port, access to VLAN 20, exit, interface FA 0/3, switch port, mode, access, switch port, access to VLAN 30, exit, interface FA 0/4. This has to be in again trunk mode. Switch port mode trunk, exit. So VLAN brief. Now you can see three VLANs has been created and all three ports has been assigned to the three VLANs. So running configuration, you can see our fourth port is in trunk mode. Save the configuration. Go to third switch. Go to CLI. Enable configuration. Create VLANs. Name sales. Marketing. Name finance. Exit this. Go to interfaces. Switch port mode access. Switch port access to VLAN 10. Exit int FA 0/2. Switch port mode access. Port access to VLAN 20. Exit this. Interface FA 0/3. Switch port access. Switch port first mode access. Switch port access VLAN 30. Exit int FA 0/4. Switch port mode trunk. It has to be in trunk mode. Exit. So VLAN brief. Three VLANs, three ports. So running configuration. Access. Port is in trunk mode. Save the configuration. Configuration has been saved. Now go to our switch, main switch. This is the main switch connected to all three switches. Click on this. Go to CLI. Enable configuration terminal. Now here you can see our in the switch all four ports has to carry three VLANs traffic. So all four ports has to be configured in trunk mode. So I'm going to take a range here. Range FA 0/1 to 4. All has to be configured in trunk mode only. So I'm going to take this. Before this, we have to create our VLANs. We should not forget about that. VLAN 10 name sales, VLAN 20 name marketing, VLAN 30 name finance. Now go to interfaces range. Interface range FA/0/1 to 4. This switch port mode has to be in trunk. exit, exit. So VLAN brief. You can see 3 VLANs has been selected. I mean created. 3 VLANs has been created. Now show running configuration. All 4 ports will be in trunk mode. You can see 0/1 in trunk mode. 0/2 also in trunk mode. 0/3 trunk mode. 0/4 is also in trunk mode. Now save the configuration. So now all switch configurations have been completed. Now you can see PCs that belong to same VLAN can communicate with each other without the help of router. So I am going to take this PC which is belongs to VLAN 10 and communicating with VLAN 10 PC in second switch. You can see successful. VLAN 20 PC to VLAN 20 PC successful. VLAN 30 PC to VLAN 30 PC to VLAN 30 PC. Okay. VLAN 30 PC to VLAN 30 successful. You can see all has been successful. But if I want to communicate between VLAN 10 and VLAN 20, it will be failed. You can see it's going to be failed. Again, I am trying to communicate VLAN 20 to VLAN 10. Failed. You see. So for this, I have to configure my router. Then only inter-VLAN communication will be established. So go to router, CLI. Let us configure our router. Enable. Go to configuration. Change the host name. Now go to interface FA 0/0. Set it to no shutdown mode. So that port will not be shut down in any point. Now we have to divide our interface into sub interfaces. So how will we do that? We are going to take int FA 0/0 dot 10 VLAN 10 for VLAN 10 dot 10. You can see sub interface. We are in sub interface. Now change the encapsulation mode. Encapsulation to .1Q. Because this is VLAN 10, I am going to take 10. Then assign IP address. What is the VLAN 10 network? 1.0 network and gateway as 1.1. So 192.168.1.1 subnet mask 255.255.255.0. So my VLAN 10 port subinterface has been done. Now go to subinterface FS0/0.20 for VLAN 20. Change the encapsulation mode to encapsulation .1Q 20 for VLAN 20. Give IP address. VLAN 20 is in 2.0 network. So 2.1 255.255.255.0. Okay. Then exit. Go to VLAN FS0 third subinterface. I am going to take .30 for VLAN 30 and change the encapsulation mode to .1Q 30 for VLAN 30. IP address 192.168. VLAN 30 is in 3.0 network. So I am going to take 3.1 as gateway. 55.255.255.0. Okay. Exit. Exit. Show IP interface brief. You can see here. This is my main interface. It has divided into 3 sub interfaces. Each has been assigned to IP address and you can see all status are up. So it has been configured. Now save this configuration. Now here I'm going to my switch here. So in order to show you which ports are in trunk mode, there is a command. Show interfaces which are in trunk mode. You can see here my 4 interfaces have been in trunk mode. Status trunky. If I go to this switch, only one interface will be in trunk mode. You can see that by typing that command, show interface trunk. So which are in trunk. Here you can see only 4th port is in trunk mode. Remaining all ports are in access mode. Okay. So now you can see inter-VLAN communication is possible now. So VLAN 10 to VLAN 20. First time it will be failed. Try second time again. VLAN 10 to VLAN 20. It will be successful. You can see PC0 to PC1 successful. Here this is my VLAN 10 PC. This is my VLAN 20. You can communicate with VLAN 30 PC also. First time it's going to be failed. But second time it will be success. You can say successful. PC0 to PC2. Successful. In the same way you can communicate with, you can see here, first time failed. And to take PC0 to PC7. Successful. PC7 is in VLAN 20. PC0 is in VLAN 10. First time it will be failed. Success. You can see here. So now we can say that our inter-VLAN communication has been established. Okay. You can see successful. Okay. So this is our router on a stick in somewhat complex mode. Okay. Okay, then try to implement this on your own. Okay. Okay, then that's all for today. We'll meet in next video. Thank you. Bye.